everyone, and welcome to part 2 of this week's episode of Over the Curb podcast, the Formula One edition. We are still with a full house, and we will be talking about the first two races of the new Formula One season, one of which Max won by 22 seconds. Such hope.
Such
Okay.
hope.
Such hope. So we'll talk about the on-track action first and then proceed to off-track, because on-track will be like what? 10 minutes?
Kudos to
Mhm.
Ollie Behrman.
Yeah. So, Bahrain, what happened? Lots of lockups.
Bahrain?
Yeah, Bahrain, the
Yeah.
first race. Lot of lockups, one broken seat,
Yeah.
and Alpine tractor,
The most boring Bahrain race.
the most boring Bahrain race. That's true.
Yeah.
I actually have some. I think I tried to put in some talking points, but Daniel Ricciardo and Yuki Tsunoda drama.
Mm.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
forgot about that. So thoughts?
I
I mean-
think, in a way, I think Yuki was right, but he should not have had the outburst on the track. To be very honest,
Okay.
he was not wrong, but outburst on the track is something I don't, appreciate.
Okay.
I'll
Others?
be honest, man. I don't like the guy. You know, I like Ricardo. My name says it. My alias says it.
Yeah.
And I've been vocal about Yuki Tsunoda on this podcast. I don't like him. So I'm going to take
Yep.
the side of Ricardo.
But no, I also don't. What UK did on the track, but you have to understand, like from his point of view, that the team gave the orders very late.
No,
The way
the
he
team
reacted was not right.
was late, but Yuki was also late in giving the position to Daniel. And by the time Yuki finally got to giving the position to Daniel, Max had already caught up to them. So then they had to slow down for Max. And they lost another 2 laps because of that. And then Daniel did not have enough time to make up positions. Now, I know Kramer has a Daniel Ricciardo rant also, but that is related to Saudi, but we will just focus on Bahrain. What Daniel said in the post-race interview was that they had already talked beforehand that Daniel will be on a different strategy and he will be on the softs at the end of the race. So there was a chance that, so like the team gave the order late, Yuki gave the position late, and then for him to act like that, putting himself, Daniel, and any other car that could have gotten caught into their stupid crash, had they crashed together, I think that's just very immature.
Yeah, he is immature. He was immature. He should not have done that. That is 100% true. You can't have a 4-year-old childish behavior on a racetrack where every person, I know it was the end of the race, still they were going fast. It was not कि वो लोग 10 की speed पे चला रहे थे.
Yeah, but
That
then
is-
also, like, I think the reason why it's more dangerous is because it's a cool down lap. Everybody is like chilling. Like, nobody is like, you're not that aware, You're like, okay, the race is
Exactly.
over, cool down. Like, nobody's expecting this kind of shenanigans happening anywhere on the track.
No one expected. I
think-
think we also got to know very late. I think post-race we got to know, right? That
Yeah.
something like this happened. I think someone shared it and then we got to know.
Yep. So, very stupid. And Red Bull looks quick. Max Verstappen is great. That was Bahrain. But
Man, okay. How is Perez 22 seconds behind Max?
Because Max has a rocket ship. What don't you get, man? Get on board with it. We will look
like
the
that
entire,
difference.
but come on, man. We
no,
only
man.
see
Again, I mean, again, we can't deny the fact that Max is doing absolutely what
Yeah,
Lewis did in his
I'm-
Mercedes, Vettel
Yeah.
did in his Red Bull, Schumacher did in his Ferrari. Like, they are 100, he is 100% in that category. Like,
Yeah.
being in
But
the
not
equal
the wrong
machinery
way,
and
man.
like outperforming your teammate so much.
But okay, one more thing, just props to Max. He is so good. So good. He does not make a single mistake. I know
Yeah.
less
Yeah.
pressure and everything, but man, flawless racing, even qualifying and everything. It was just so good.
Yep. Like, props, and I mean, we'll get to Red Bull. Red Bull, I think, is a separate conversation altogether. But
Yeah.
I never thought that I would say this, but Verstappen is really doing a good job, like a proper champion job he is doing, man.
Damn, it took 2 seasons to realize.
no, we were
See,
wait,
the
wait. We
his
were
first championship
appreciating
season,
we were
please
appreciating
go.
him. We were just still tired of
Yeah,
him winning. And it was also like, at least for me, 2022, I was like really pissed because of the whole cost cap
exactly.
thing. That was the only reason I was like,
Cost cap, the everything. So like the 2022 season was because of that. But yeah, man, we can't take
yeah,
away.
2023 onwards, we have been appreciative, man.
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
on.
yeah.
Give us also credit, Kramer.
And
Not like you.
like, and we just brushed past Max Verstappen. Yeah, we won the race. We concentrated more on 22 seconds.
Yeah.
But also, I think the Ferrari has the pace and everything, but I don't know what's happening. There is some issue. Ferrari comes so close to being P2 or something, and then just I don't know what happens. Even in
No,
Bahrain
man, like at
also.
least till last year, also like last year's Ferrari was at least good on one lap pace, if not on race pace. But
No, I think on the one lap pace thing, Leclerc and Sainz come close to Verstappen, but as I
Max
said,
got pole
Verstappen
by
is stronger.
0.3. Like he got pole by 3/10 of a second. Like that's not like at least, and also I think that is the first race of the season. uh I can understand that, oh yeah, first race of the season, long season, this, that, blah, blah, blah. But what also concerns me is the fact that they've had testing on that circuit only. Not like they tested in Barcelona and then came to Bahrain. The testing this year was in Bahrain.
But so to be very honest, Leclerc's Q2 time was faster
The
than
fastest.
yeah,
Max's pole time. Yeah,
exactly.
that's true.
So I think there is something that is wrong with the car, which I think the Ferrari engineers have to figure it out. But because they have the pace, they have the car, everything, but just something is not clicking. I don't know what.
No,
Because
man,
even
bring
in
Binotto.
Saudi,
Bring Binotto back, but as head of engineering. Like that man in 2022 built a good car. He should not have been the team principal, but that does not mean he should have left Ferrari. That man can build a car.
Mm,
Okay,
yeah.
and other than that, nothing happened in Bahrain. I think all 20 cars finished. Alpines were shit AF, and
Okay, Bottas needs to retire. Just one more thing. Bottas needs to retire.
yeah, man.
He really needs to retire, man. What is he doing?
Yeah, the thing is that when he went to Sauber in 2022, I was like, oh, okay, like Bottas is going to be the first driver. The pressure of being in a Mercedes is gone, and like we're going to see a good side. But like every single year, my patience, my favorability points for Bottas are decreasing. Like, I'm like, dude, you're not doing anything except wasting one seat. He's become like Stroll level now for me. Like I can't even say he's living in his Kimi at Sauber era. Kimi in Sauber could still do miracles. Bottas is not doing shit.
Yeah.
Okay, then let's come to
Saudi.
Saudi. Oh man, I didn't write any. Okay, yeah. Norris jump start. Did you see Norris?
Yes,
Oh,
I saw the
I'm
Yes.
jump
going
start and
directly
it should have been up to
race.
5 seconds. What the fuck?
Let's
I
talk
think
about
all the penalties that the FIA did not give, they gave to Magnussen.
Okay, Honey Badger, what were you saying?
I think there were impeding charges on Hamilton, right?
No,
In
no.
FP3. No?
Yeah,
No,
there
not
was
on
there
Hamilton.
was no, Hamilton got a warning for impeding Logan Sargent, and Mercedes was fined 50,000 euros.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
just a
FP3.
warning.
Just a
Okay.
warning. So Lando Norris jump start.
It was a jump start. You can call it whatever the fuck you want. He did not get anything because it was a jump start. It was not something that he went ahead. And
Yeah,
then
so I think he was investigated for incorrect starting position. Okay. And what happened was that he moved the car before all the lights went out. Then he stopped himself and then he took a start. And his start was ruined because of that. I think again goes to show that Norris is a bit mistake prone when he's under pressure. But the reason they didn't get a penalty is because according to the rule book, they have a sensor that senses if there has been a jump start. And Norris did not trigger the sensor. So even if they had given him a penalty, McLaren could go back and be like, according to your rules, the sensor should have sensed that. And since the sensor has not sensed that, you cannot give that penalty.
boo-hoo.
Yeah. So it's apparently the way it is written in the rule book. And I mean, to be fair, it did not give Norris any advantage. If anything, it ruined his race start. Like his race start
read
after that
somewhere.
was so.
I am see, I know that he did not get any advantage or anything, but the same happened to Alonso last year. Alonso did not gain any advantage by that, but he was given a 5-second penalty.
No, it's not about the gaining advantage also. I think I read it somewhere. He didn't cross the line which is supposed to be crossed.
The yellow, no.
Hmm.
His front
No, he
tire was
crossed it.
ahead of the yellow box.
He crossed it.
Okay.
He crossed it.
He crossed that line. That is the reason why,
So the entire front axle was
because he
ahead
was
of
ahead
them.
of that yellow box.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Alonso thing, yeah, he did get a penalty, and then I think they made changes to the boxes because what the drivers said was that they are not sure as to where to stop, because I think Ocon also got a penalty, then
Yeah.
Alonso got a penalty, and then they made changes to the boxes.
So the reason why I
but
did
those-
not mention Ocon last year was because he got penalty every race. I mean, that poor guy.
No,
had a
Austria was
bad-
the one where he broke the record, but yeah, he got a 5-second penalty to Ocon. Yeah. Oh God, man. Yeah, but so like I know where. So when I saw the replay, I was like, okay, that's a definite penalty. But then post race, when I heard like different podcasts like P1 and everything, the reason was that it was because the sensor did not get triggered. And according to the rule book, if the sensor says you jump the start, then that's a penalty.
And how fast was Mr. Russell to call it out on the radio?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a very good Mercedes engine race because McLaren were calling out Mercedes were calling out McLaren.
For everyone except Mercedes, for everyone except the engine supplier. But I would say Saudi was a better race than Bahrain because we at least had something. Never thought I would say this sentence in my life, but here we are. That's the state. Also, one of our listeners said that maybe you should give out recommendations as to which older races on these tracks are good to watch, like highlights or something. Because I mentioned when I was talking to them that this is one of the most boring Bahrain GP. So if you were to suggest a Bahrain GP highlights to watch on YouTube, which year would you recommend? I would say 2022.
Russell one.
17.
I would also say 2020 is the Russell.
22.
When he came in for Hamilton.
22.
2017. I would suggest.
So 2017 and 2022, good highlights to watch. If you are new to the sport and want to see what a good race in Bahrain actually is, those two are very good.
19 was also good, dude. 19
Generally,
was also good.
Bahrain is very good. This was the most boring one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
19 is the one where Leclerc he was leading throughout the race.
Oh,
and
where
he had
his engine
mechanical
died.
failure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, if you are a Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton fan, 2020 British Grand Prix.
No, so what we'll do is every time we record our episode, the next race that is coming up, we will
for the Bahrain, the 2014.
Yeah, 2014
which made Bahrain the famous track, the Mercedes duel.
Yeah, but
Rosberg versus Hamilton.
Yeah, but I would still say 2022 was a better race.
Leclerc versus Verstappen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the DRS chicken.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a yeah. Okay. So that was Norris, and then Ollie Behrman. Shout out to the young guy, man. What a drive. What an incredible drive. I
He
think
was
All
very fun.
thanks to Carlos.
Thanks
yeah.
to appendix.
And wishing appendicitis, yeah,
I
wishing him
wish
a speedy
he
recovery.
recovered fully.
Yeah. I mean, he was in the garage. I think he had the surgery. I think a better thing is that they actually he actually went to the doctor, because I think what happened was he was sick on the first day of the race weekend, but he didn't seek medical attention. But then it got worse, and then he was like, "No, man, I should go to the doctor," something like that. So, good. I think Carlos was there on the race weekend. He had the surgery and he was in the garage.
Yes, yes, yes.
The cutest thing for me was Ollie's dad and Carlos Senior and Carlos's cousin. Everything is just and John Elkin, like all of them, like standing. It's just the best. Such a family friendly environment there. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
good. I think he did a very good job. I think and I'm not sure how much of this is true, but apparently Ollie Behrman is currently P20 in F2 standings, or whatever is the last position. I think it's 24,
Yeah.
or he's
He has
P20.
0 points in F2.
Yeah, but he is P10
P7
In
in
F1. Yeah.
F1.
in F1,
Yeah.
which is it's crazy. Good drive from him. I think it's very difficult to come on a track like Saudi and drive just one practice session, take the car, even if it is a Ferrari, take the car to P11 and then end up scoring points.
And good overtakes
good-
also, man.
Good
So
overtakes.
good.
Yeah.
So good. Very good.
Yeah.
No, I just want to talk about one more thing which Ollie Behrman has. I mean, I know it's one race, but the control he has on an F1 car. I know he's coming from F2. These cars are a lot faster, but not crashing anywhere and getting the
Oh,
car
yeah.
home safe.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
never expecting that. I was expecting
Yeah.
at least 1 or 2 brushes to the wall.
Brushes
But
to the wall. Yeah.
he had it completely in control, man.
Hmm.
I mean, there were instances where he went too much over the curb and everything, but apart from
Name
those
drop.
little mistakes, I didn't. It was almost like a 1-year-old rookie who has driven in Formula One for one season, like that.
Yeah. I mean,
was-
Stroll crashed. It's his
Okay,
fourth time
let's-
driving.
Let's talk about that later. But
Rolls. No. After the crashes, the radio was like hilarious.
Oh, that was so fun.
okay,
What
we'll
one?
come to that. We'll come to that.
Yeah.
But let me
But-
finish about Ollie.
Yes.
Yeah. So one more thing which I found amazing is that he was continuously attacking Hulkenberg.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, if the circuit was a little supportive of overtaking, apart from the obvious DRS zones, I think
Yeah.
he would have put an even better show on that day.
If it was
The thing
Bahrain,
is, yeah, exactly. That was what I was going to say. And props to Hulkenberg as well. He used all his experience, even though he was in a slower car, and he kept him behind him for I think so many laps, dude. So many laps. It was frustrating because Ollie was clearly faster than him, but Hulkenberg didn't let him overtake him for so many laps.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. And at the tad end of the race, also he had Lando and Lewis, I think, with fresh soft tires.
On soft tires, yeah.
Yeah, they were coming to him. I think were they close? Like they reached
No,
around
I think
2 to
Lando
3
was
seconds.
2.5 seconds behind at the end of the race.
Yeah. So they were coming to catch him, but again with those old hard tires, again he managed the race very well. And I wasn't expecting this kind of tire management and control over the car. for a debutant who has not driven an F1 car
Driven an
even
F1
for
car,
at least
free practice
uh,
sessions.
2 free practice sessions, coming
So
in and putting
he
in.
was also
I mean,
what 3 seconds away from Russell. Like I think a few more laps and he was close to attacking Russell also. Like he was not slowing down. He was not slow in any ways.
yes.
His final laps were close to what Leclerc was doing at P3. So
He is
Yeah,
good.
his race
He is
pace,
good.
he matched on race pace to Charles.
that was
Yeah.
really good. Like a first race with so much pressure, Norris and Hamilton attacking you. He was just like, okay, it's okay. I'm going. Where? How far is Russell? Can I go? How far is Norris? And the questions he was asking was, it made me feel like he's a mature race driver. It did
Yeah.
not give me like a rookie feel at all with the
Yeah.
And his
questions and
race
everything he
engineer
was
was
asking.
like, concerned and he was like, okay, you know what, like just calm down, don't worry about it, we'll see. And like his race engineer
Yeah.
was scared that he might make a mistake under pressure, but I think he handled it so well. So well. Oh my
Also,
God.
in the qualifying also, I think he was a bit shaky in Q1. He went, obviously, he had to go for many laps, right, to set the times because he is not used to this qualifying in this car. So in Q1 he was a bit shaky, but in Q2 the last lap which he had put in, he was so fast. He was picking up pace so good. I think on one curve he made a mistake and he lost like 2/10 of the time, and that's where he wouldn't. That's where he lost
Couldn't make it to
make it to
Q3.
Q3. Yeah, I mean people, they are just, for the narrative, they're just telling that he was on the verge of knocking out a 7-time world champion, etc.,
I
etc.,
mean,
etc. I don't want to disrespect Hamilton
factually,
that way. I just want, yeah, factually, yes,
they are correct.
they are correct. But I just want to say that he would have been in the 10th position if not for that mistake. But I don't
Yeah.
want to mention that he's knocking out 7-time world champion, and I don't want to mention that.
Oh, I
But
mean,
he's
it's similar
almost
to
close to that.
when Liam Lawson knocked out Max in Singapore last year. So it's the
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
the numbers, it's the times you put. So I mean, that Mercedes is dog shit, man.
Yeah. And did you see the post-race interview of Ollie?
No.
Yeah. So they were asking how did he feel and how is his physical condition, and he said that his lower back is hurting and his neck has suffered a lot of tension. So his neck and lower back were hurting, and you can see the dent on left side of the
Of his headrest.
headrest. Yeah. So it's because of the he's not trained.
G-forces. Yeah.
He's not trained for such high speeds yet. So
Yeah.
it had got a dent from the helmet, I guess.
But to be
Yeah,
honest,
man,
he's
and
a
doing like
kid.
50 laps on that circuit with such G-forces and not making a single mistake, I think deserves deserves
And
appreciation.
And the thing is, after this, I think the presenter asked him whether he's ready to jump in for the job if there is a need to be, and his answer was, "You tell me, am I ready? Did I do
Oh,
good enough?" Asking the presenter itself. You should watch that video, man. The
Kid.
confidence that kid had.
Oh, these guys are so cute. Even Oscar Piastri, man. I like him and his media presence.
Okay.
I think
Piastri was so good, so relentless for overtaking Lewis. He was so good. I mean, if anyone would be frustrated if they would be in Piastri's position. Hamilton did not give that position. He did everything in his power to not give that position to Piastri.
position
But
back. Yeah.
man, it was such good
Yeah,
racing.
but it's like Honey Badger said, right? If it was a track that had any potential support to overtaking, Lewis wouldn't have been able to keep him back for so long.
But I don't think so. Even with DRS, he was not coming close to Lewis. If you see, he was what? Even with DRS, he was coming at what? 0.2 or 0.3 with DRS.
Yeah, so like the McLaren was faster than Mercedes in sector 1 and then sector 2 and 3. Like even if you see with Norris and Lewis, like Lewis would get very close to like 0.2 seconds behind Norris, and then sector 1 Norris would build up a 0.7, 0.9 gap. And then Lewis would cover in sector 2 and
Yeah.
sector 3, and then again. So like it was just that it's just that sector 1 is medium to high speed corners, and there the McLaren was a rocket ship. Like
Yeah.
that's why Lewis could not do anything, and Norris lost time fighting Lewis. Otherwise Ollie would have been in trouble, but I don't think Norris would have been able to overtake Ollie that easily. But yeah.
But it was
And
all in all a good race. Like we got to know a lot about the cars and how the drivers are approaching this season. It was good.
yeah. Okay, let's talk
last
about
time-
K-Mag. Okay, yeah. So sorry, Hannibal,
Oh,
please.
okay, I just want to end it. The last time I was this impressed by a driver was in maybe 2018 when Charles, I think, started in P17 or P16 and finished in P6 in Baku.
Ooh.
But obviously, it was a way inferior
Sauber.
car, obviously. But
Yeah.
the impact Charles had on me while watching the race is, I think Ollie Behrman has matched that impact.
Yeah.
But it's just a very less sample space right now, only one race. So I don't want to overhype or give too much credit to him as well. I've given
I
him
think he
enough
will.
credit, but let's see.
I think he
I
will
mean-
get the Haas seat next year.
People are calling me a world champion dude already. I don't. these Gen Zs, no.
Yeah,
I tell you.
like yeah, there are a lot of things that go into making a world champion.
Yeah.
He has, and again, that's my problem, right? Like, similar thing. Nick DeVries comes in because of Alex Albon's appendicitis, and then we all know what happened with him. Liam Lawson, again, very good performance last year in the 2-3 races that he drove for AlphaTauri. But yeah, hopefully we will see him in a car soon. I mean, I'm pretty sure at the end of this season there is going to be some changes in Red Bull's driver lineup. What those changes can be, they will have to wait. But let's just quickly talk about K-Mag and man.
Yeah.
The penalties.
What a strategy. Not the penalty, man. What a strategy by Haas to score a point. Like, he literally gave Haas to plan. He literally gave Hulkenberg a free pit stop. Like, he backed them up so much. And they're all like, there's like the Alpines, the Williams, the RBs.
The Saubers, everything.
Yeah, nobody can get ahead of him. And
but he was driving so good. Like it was such amazing defensive driving. And you can say like it was elbows out and everything, but come on.
Yeah, to be fair, he did he did push some drivers off and everything, but
did not deserve 20 seconds.
Yeah, apparently this is like a new mandate now. Like anytime there's a penalty like this, it's going to be 10 seconds because the drivers have said that 5 seconds is not enough. Which I mean, I kind of agree because we've seen, I think the last 2 years, anytime there has been a 5-second penalty, it's not been that detrimental, at least to the top teams.
Yeah.
So let's see. Okay.
But I mean, are the top teams making any mistakes?
They will, man. It's a long season and it can happen. I mean, Lando got away this time on a technicality, but something like this can still be a penalty, right?
But Lando also got a warning, right? The final warning thing for weaving on the straight line.
Yeah.
When Lewis was after it.
He got a black and white flag. Yeah. So if he did it again, he would have gotten a penalty. So That's what I'm saying. It's not like you can't do these things. And then causing a collision can happen on restarts or during overtakes. So it's not like it cannot happen. So we'll see.
I have a friend who is a Ferrari fan, and he always says Charles has such a good chance of taking Max out on the first lap. Just take him out. Just take him out. I don't care if you lose. Just take him out.
Nah, man. Charles is a Hufflepuff. He will never do that. He's a Hufflepuff through and through. Okay, Kramer, we are ready for your Daniel Ricciardo rant. Go for it.
Yes.
The stage is yours.
Are you alive?
Okay, what is that guy doing on F1 grid?
He's driving a car.
Man, come on, you can't be like 16, 13 off Neil Ricardo.
Bro, he's at
I mean,
least
he
better
had
than Gasly.
Man, Gasly is in the shit car. Gasly is not
Gasly
Daniel
driving a
Ricardo.
tractor. You can't compare RB with a tractor. No.
Man, this is exactly what I was saying when Daniel Ricardo came back to that. Like, man, I'm okay with rookie putting this type of shift, not Daniel Ricardo. Bro,
I
he is
mean,
ruining
to be
it.
fair, he had a slow pit stop, but it was a slow pit stop under a safety car. So wasn't that detrimental, but then he got stuck in that DRS train, and then it was a very washed performance by Daniel.
Bro, he is putting like equally bad shift as Valtteri Bottas.
I mean, okay, I hear you. I understand. Like if you look at their timings, like Yuki has outqualified him right now in both the races, and he has finished behind Yuki in both the races. So has Lewis. My point is that it's a long season. If he does it for like 6, 7, 8, 9 races, I can still understand you saying that.
No.
Okay, yeah,
But
but
Lewis
like
has
That-
overtake. Ricardo has no overtake. He is getting overtaken by.
No, not even overtakes or anything. That Mercedes seat is not for rookies. Okay, but this like second RB seat is for rookies. I want to see rookies in that team. I want to see new drivers. I want to see this. And I don't want to see Ricardo struggling like this. Let him go to some bigger team and be in top 10. And he's too good to be racing for like 16, 17 places.
I mean, we'll see. Okay, anything else you want to talk about Saudi race? Because now I want to get to the off-track drama because that
Stroll
is
crash.
much. Stroll is like,
Stroll crash, yes. Stroll
And I
crash.
just-
After the crash, the engineer asked Stroll, "Can you bring the car back?" No, I'm in a fucking wall.
And for me, that was the hilarious moment. When he's literally in the wall. Not
But I
even
don't
like
think the
standing
engineer
on the
got to
track.
know that. I think the engineer did not see the what happened on the track. He just saw the car stop. He was like, "Can you bring it?"
yeah, could be. I mean, but I will just say this. Like when we have people like Oscar and Ollie Behrman driving on a track like Saudi and not making any mistakes, it is embarrassing to say the least that a driver who is it's his what I would say 4th time driving on this track.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like pull it together. Like I want Lance Stroll to put in performances that does not make us question every single race weekend that he should not be on an F1 grid. He's only here because of his dad. But he cannot do that. He cannot, except for when he was driving with a broken wrist last year, start of the season.
Yeah, I think that triggered something in him, like
Yeah.
a bro. I don't know what happened that race, but every race after that has been just.
And I want Behrman to replace Stroll.
Behrman, why would he go to a Mercedes powered car? He's going to get the Haas seat next year, and then once Lewis leaves Ferrari, then he's going to jump into the Ferrari. Why would Ferrari let go of a talent like Ollie?
Oh, also,
right.
we were
Hmm.
talking about who will replace Lewis. Did anyone suggest Mick? Isn't he
Yeah,
the
yeah. No,
We
had a
suggested
discussion
him, but
about it.
we're very,
We
yeah,
did.
we did, but very late after we discussed Science, Carlos,
Magnussen.
Nico Rosberg
Huh,
comeback, Hulkenberg.
huh.
After we discussed everybody, then we were like, oh, make us the third driver. He could.
I actually saw him on the track this weekend and I was like, wait, isn't he the third driver? Why
Yeah,
are
so
we not
you can
talking about
understand
him?
how scintillating that conversation was that you don't even remember that we had that conversation. Man, I feel bad for
Because
Mick. I feel
and
bad for Mick.
Mercedes are clearly searching for second driver, not a first driver.
Yeah, I
They
don't
are
know.
like
There was
fixated on Russell.
in between there were talks about them getting Kimi Antonelli earlier into the seat. I think if Kimi comes to F1, I think he should go to Williams first and not directly jump to the
He will go to the Williams. He is 100% going to the Williams after everything that has happened in the last 1 week off track.
yeah.
I don't see him coming to the Mercedes. And
Okay,
with
so let's
Toto saying that he will improve the car and do whatever it takes to bring the said human come to
yeah.
Mercedes.
Yeah, let's talk about then off-track drama, and let's start with the least controversial to most controversial. So
Okay.
the new Saudi track, the 20-story monstrosity that Saudi has made and paid every single driver to do a promotion.
Yeah, that is what is more worrying than
Yeah.
the actual track itself.
Leclerc go
Uh,
boo.
that track is dangerous, man. I'm telling you, if anybody falls from 20 stories in a car,
From a
no,
car from which you can't get out. There is no
you
way you
can't get out. You're strapped into that car and you are priding it being like an open track. There are not enough fences and everything to stop a car. A crash like Zoe's crash in Silverstone, and that car is not stopping. Nothing is stopping that car to fall 20 stories. There's nothing to stop that car.
Yeah.
Then I think they should attach a parachute.
into the car.
Yeah.
No, come on.
I don't think a
That's
parachute works
literally
at
what Mario Kart is.
Yeah. And the thing is that, okay, you know what? Like, okay, it's not a street track, it's a purpose-built track, it's a proper racing track. I get it. We don't need any more street tracks. There is all like this talk about like Barcelona will be replaced by Madrid and everything, and Madrid is again going to be a street track. Like, we don't need any more street tracks, but we already have a lot of good racing tracks. They're already there. They're just not being used because Liberty wants to keep all the money in their pockets and not help tracks, actually good tracks for racing, to be on the calendar.
And there
Hockenheim,
is Germany
Nürburgring,
getting
Sepang.
wasted.
Yeah.
So, with the tracks thing, I don't know if you saw what I sent today. The F1 team came to Ahmedabad, Gandhinagar, for a Gift City racetrack, which is a very big possibility in the future.
And I think it is possible.
Yeah, so we are getting another street track.
I mean,
Oh,
again,
no.
if you want to have a race in India, BIC is there. We've had races there. And it's not a bad track. It's actually a very good track for racing. And sure, it will need some work because of being abandoned for so long and being just used as a road testing
Dude,
track
now
for
we want to
vehicles.
talk about politics. Why
No. I'm not
racetrack
going to
is in
get into
Gujarat?
politics, but I mean, we all know why it is happening in Gujarat, and let's not
Yeah.
get into that. But my point is that okay, find a plot of land, like land in Ahmedabad, and build a purpose-built track for racing. If you want F1 in India, build a track then. Don't do this street race bullshit. You are going to cause inconvenience to people who don't care about Formula One. And then there is going to be a resistance. And then there is going to be more political bullshit. And then F1 will again leave the Indian market.
Exactly.
Have a race in a place where it doesn't bother people who are not interested in racing. And look at what happened with the E-Prix. Again, same same bullshit. There's politics coming. You want a sport, but you still can't let go of your greed. Like
So in
short
Ahmedabad,
term,
there is one thing guaranteed, right? No other party. So the, the guarantee of political interference is going to be a little lesser when it comes to Ahmedabad or Gujarat.
Yeah, so it is like sure shot it's happening if it's get into motion.
Yeah.
no, but I don't want a street race, man. As much as I'm happy that F1 might come to India, I don't want another street track. These cars are not built for street tracks. Name one street track. Like Baku, which was such a good street track. Look at how boring the Baku races have been. These cars are
Australia.
not built for that. Australia is, again, like, Hanibad, is Australia purpose built or is it like a street track? It's Albert Park.
It's a
I know
street
that.
track.
Yeah, it is
Park.
street. Yeah, Albert Park.
Yeah. Australia, boring.
But I think so over here
Baku.
also it will be something like that. Like it will be like a purpose-built F1 racetrack, like a street racetrack, because
No,
they are going to
it,
develop the
it
entire
can't be
road and
both.
surrounding.
It can't be both.
No, what I'm saying is that the width of the road and everything is going to be made for F1, is what I'm saying.
Or it's going to be
Yeah,
like that
which will
Miami track bullshit where they'll like it's part of the street and then they'll make the rest of the track.
Possible, yeah,
man.
yeah.
Imagine Max Verstappen seeing BJP flag and thinking, "Oh, I have fans here."
See, that's why we need an Indian racetrack. Mac needs more fans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like damn, I have more supporters in India than Netherlands.
Also, Mansi, another edit.
No, keep this one, keep this one.
See, MBS can kill us and he will need a lot of resources to kill us. I don't what we just said.
Okay, we are
I don't
not
want to
bad
take that
mouthing
risk.
anyone.
We are not.
Yeah, that
We
too.
actually want to, like, whatever it takes for F1 to come here. Like, I am not criticizing us. I'm criticizing the FIA. I want a track that is
Yeah.
built for racing. I don't want a street track. We want to have a race in India. Sure. Invest money,
Please have
help us build a track. And we are more than happy. That stadium will be flooded, man. After DTS, like, people just talk about how much F1 has grown in America because of DTS. They literally forget a 1 billion people market in which people watch Netflix, man. It's not like we have a
True.
shortage of F1 fans here. It's the accessibility that makes it a problem. When you price F1 TV Pro at 3,000 a year, not everybody's going to invest that kind of money for 24 races. But now with FanCode coming with their stream, and their affordable option to watch F1, there are going to be more fans in India. Of course, there are going to be. And maybe
Dude,
that is
what
why
I'm saying
they
is like,
granted FanCode the rights to be able to stream it on their platform.
they lost a lot because the Hotstar deal didn't happen.
Yeah.
And
I mean, like, it's crazy for a sport, any sport that wants to grow. You cannot ignore these big markets, man. I know we are nowhere close to giving the same kind of support that Indians give to cricket, of course. But unless you make the sport accessible to people, you will never get a following. And to do that,
DC
you
was
need to invest
full in
money.
2013, pre-internet, pre-TTS era.
Yeah.
Those
I
stands
know
used to be
people who
full.
went from Bangalore. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
people who went from Bangalore in
Yeah.
pre-DTS era. And
Yeah.
now it will be like huge.
It
Steve.
will be crazy, man. It will be crazy. They will have to build
Yeah.
so many stands, and like they will literally have to cater to the kind of volume that they can get from Indian markets. They will literally have to build.
And
Like, I don't
even
think
after that,
everybody. Yeah, even after
even
that,
if
there
they
will be
build
people
like
left
the biggest stands and everything, I assure you that there will be few people outside like asking for black tickets.
for black tickets. Yeah.
100%.
You cannot ignore this market if you really want F1 to become a global sport. But yeah, don't do street tracks. Please don't.
Now, if I think of Australia, I don't think it's completely street track
Yeah, it is
because
semi-straight.
yeah.
Semi-street. Yeah. Also,
Unlike Baku, there are runoff areas, proper runoff areas, and there is gravel also.
yeah.
So it's like yeah.
That's why I was confused, because I was like, I don't think it's like a Monaco or a Singapore or a Baku.
No, it's not definitely like a Monaco or Singapore.
Or
But
Vegas
what is
for
like
that matter.
yeah.
Nah.
But yeah. Okay, next we are going to talk about oh man, everything is so controversial. But next let's talk about FIA MBS investigation. So MBS apparently asked people to not penalize Alonso for the rear jack thing that happened in Saudi last year. I think it was Saudi only.
Yeah. Mm.
And that penalty was at the time, what we knew was that Aston Martin gave evidence that, oh, other teams have also done that and you have not penalized them in the past, so that's why it's wrong of you to penalize us now. And now apparently the news has come that it was MBS who said that you should take away that penalty. I
But
just
okay,
want to know which happened first.
but
So
is it, did MBS say that because no one else was penalized, or what was it?
yeah, that is what I want to know. Was the evidence actually presented, or was it just an explanation given because MBS was like, hey guys, don't penalize this guy, and then these stewards were like, okay, we had to give some explanation, and that is the explanation given. Like, what is how did it happen? Is what I want to know.
So I'm just looking
It's a
at, I'm
very,
just trying to
yeah, it's a
find
very tricky situation. There is no like enough articles or news around this.
Of course. So I guess everything is fine because I don't want to do another edit. So good. Let's move.
Let's move on to
Um,
bigger things.
Move on to bigger things, and Felipe Massa has officially sued FIA and F1 over the 2008 championship, Singapore GP.
I
Just
don't know, man. Let go.
just
Let
get over
bygone
it,
be
man.
bygone.
And
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
been
of course.
16 years.
Yeah, what comes to my mind is that Titanic meme of Rose saying it's been 84 years. That's what comes to my mind, and I'm like, see, I can understand. Like Massa, it's like that was his one genuine chance to have won a championship, and it's lucky that Timo Glock, like, either he slowed down, Lewis overtook him, or Lewis just overtook him. Whatever the fuck happened, but like, okay, he lost the championship. He thought he won, but he lost the championship. Let it go, man.
And
Like, you
also,
it's
why do
also
we
not.
have
drove.
to put?
You also drove with the fuel hose still attached to your Ferrari in Singapore. Why are you not
Yeah.
considering that? Like, you also
And
made mistakes. It's not
also,
like,
why are we putting honey badgers through this again and again?
No. It's okay. Massa is not worried about the finale in Brazil. It's related to
yeah,
race
Yeah,
somewhere
yeah,
in
it's
the
yeah,
about
yeah.
mid-season.
Singapore.
And
I think
it's
what he's
even shit,
asking for, what
the
he's
crash
asking
gate.
for is to disqualify the race,
Yeah.
disqualify the Singapore GP from the championship, and if that race is disqualified, apparently he becomes the champion. So yeah,
I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure.
And
Just
FIA
get over
giving
it, Massa.
20-second penalties for Magnussen and giving 0 seconds penalty to Lando Norris in current races. Do you think they are going back to 28?
so what I was saying was that I think Massa is only doing this because of that stupid Bernie Eccleston interview where he said that he would now deal with Crashgate differently. And I think that he said something to the effect of that we would have dealt with that differently. And I think that would Bernie have made that statement had Lewis Hamilton not won 7 championships, is what I'm thinking right now. To me, it doesn't make any sense for him to be saying this right now if it wasn't for the fact that Lewis came this close to beating Michael Schumacher's record.
Nah.
And
Also, Bernie Ecclestone, bro, please retire, live in the Himalayas. You are done.
I mean, the dude has
No
so many
more from.
chances to go to jail, but he just keeps escaping, man. It's frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, a career criminal is saying that I would have done something different and not, I'm just done, man. I don't want to talk about this Massa thing because
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
You
100%.
had your
Yeah,
chances. It's not a chance. You had your chances. You made so many mistakes. Now you are blaming someone else's mistakes and trying to take a victory from someone so many years later, and you are justifying yourself.
and what
How?
I remember is that, from what I've heard, is that the evidence of Crashgate came out 1 year later already, right? So, like,
Yep.
the action was not taken in actually 2008, like the disqualification of Renault and everything. But I think that if a team cheats, you punish the team. It's as simple
Hmm.
as that. Renault has been punished for that. They cheated, they bear the consequences. That is done and dusted. I don't see the point of now going through this recourse again to try and claim that championship 16 years later. Like, what self respecting driver would want to win his championship in a courthouse? Why would you want to do
Here,
that?
A champion who
okay.
does not have the balls to do it on the track.
No, I mean, like, and I won't take anything away from Massa. Like, when he crossed the line in Brazil, at that time, he was the champion. Had that overtake not happened, had Lewis not gained that position.
But my point is, he did. The evidence came a year later. Lewis also did not know anything. FIA did not know anything. No one knew anything about Crashgate.
That
When
is what I'm
things
saying.
came,
That is what I'm saying. Did Bernie make that statement because Lewis had been this successful? I think in a parallel universe, if Lewis has had just that one championship, maybe nobody's talking about it and nobody's discussing Crashgate also, because it's done. From my understanding, Crashgate has been done and dusted for 15 years, 16 years now. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
nobody needs to
exactly.
talk about it. But why is Bernie bringing it up? Like, what could he possibly? I know he's a controversial character, but like, look at the amount of shit he says. Like, why bring that thing up specifically when you know that
Dude,
Massa?
also
And
is
it's not the
90
first
years
time
old.
Massa. Yeah, Massa. It's not the first time that Massa has cribbed about that championship that could have been his, and he did not get it. And I mean, that podium celebration was also like, oh, it breaks my heart for Massa. But again, like, I think that these statements are being made for different reasons. Let's say Massa succeeds
He's he he either wants the championship to be named to him,
jointly.
or he needs a compensation of some $1 billion or something like that. He's
Bro,
okay with
nothing.
Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what to say, but on this, but like, ever since this entire thing has started, of like Massa talking about this, I've just been thinking of why is this happening, and I really think it has something to do with the fact that Lewis has been this successful. He's a known racist, like, not Lewis. Bernie is a known
No,
racist.
Bernie Ecclestone.
Yeah. And uh like, I will not even bring up 2021 again. Like, I will not bring up Abu Dhabi, but like, he has 7 legitimate championships. But
Bro, just imagine Lewis Hamilton from becoming like almost 8 time champions to 6 time.
yeah,
Mm,
but does it then open the door for, so like, if this championship result is reversed, let's say they named Massa the 2008 champion, okay? So
Yeah.
if they've done that, do they change 2021 result as well? Because it was not any team cheating in that. It was the officials. Their
they should
report by themselves said that they made a mistake. And
yeah,
so,
they should
and like,
100%.
they should, if they do it for the 2008 championship, they should do it for 2021 as well. And not
Yes,
because then
yes.
Lewis would still have 7 championships, but the point is that if you can go back 16 years and change a result, you can sure as shit go back 4 years and change another result as well. That's simple as that. Because
And
there was
come on,
nothing else
dude, it
wrong
is
in that
16
race.
years, not like 16 days or 16 months. It is 16 years. Come on, man. You are not trying to prove anything doing all this now.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is frustrating to say the least. But okay, that's it for this episode. Thank you everybody for joining, and thank you everybody for listening. Please reach out to us on our Instagram or on our Twitter. And until Australia, bye.
Bye bye.